Hello Pisces, my name is Agatha and this is your forecast for July 2017. This is a very general reading. If you'd like a private consultation, please send an email to dunyazade@gmail.com and I'd be delighted to work with you. This month is not going to be for you a tarot reading. I'm going to use the Chronicles of Destiny Fortune cards, which is a deck that I got yesterday and I can't wait to work with it. So I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use also the Animal Spirits Knowledge cards as like an advice card for you. And this is going to be beginning, middle, and end of the month. And also it's going to be an interactive reading. You can either pick 1, 2, or 3, or you can choose your Sun in Pisces, or your Moon in Pisces, or your Rising Sign in Pisces. Okay, let's start with the Animal Spirits cards. So what are the energies that maybe you should incorporate during July 2017, Pisces, or at least you should be aware of? Pick A or B. A or B. Have you picked? Okay, if you picked A, the card that came out for you was Bull, not BS, Bull. The symbology associated with this card is renewal, fertility, and growth. And what it says here behind, I'm going to read it, is bull cults were ubiquitous. There's like lots and lots of bull cults in ancient cultures whose devotees worshipped the beast as a supreme deity. But the bull was also a symbol of renewal, and the creature was ritually sacrificed with its blood sprinkled on the spring fields to ensure new growth. Okay. In ancient Greece, these rituals were associated with Dionysus, the Greek god of vegetation and renewal. Dionysus, I don't know how to say this, who was frequently represented as a bull, was dismembered by the Titans and then resurrected, kind of like Christ. It's interesting, okay? The Spanish bullfight, also the Portuguese bullfight, isn't just Spanish, okay? Is a vestige of the ancient bull sacrifice. Okay. The difference between the Portuguese and the Spanish bullfight is like the Spanish bullfight, they kill the bull on the arena. In the Portuguese bullfight, that's forbidden. The bull is not killed in the arena. The bull is killed, but not in the arena. So no one gets to watch the bull being killed. Another thing that the Portuguese have, and I'm Portuguese, and please don't like fill my comment box saying bullfighting is awful and blah 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 blah. I agree with you. Okay, I agree. I'm just trying to, tell you more about it. Another thing that we do have is something called furcados. That, if I'm not mistaken, the Spanish do not have. And what are the furcados? The furcados are like a bunch of men, and traditionally they represent the people who take the bull by the horns. So it's not the one who the toreador that who's like a single person who faces the bull alone and he has like the cape. It's not the cavaleiro, the knight. Not the, I don't know if the Spanish also have that, but we do. Is that it's a guy on a horse and then there's the bull. But one thing that, if I'm not mistaken, is just Portuguese, is the furcado, which is a bunch of men, not on a horse, wearing nothing except clothes, and they take the bull by the horns. So, so that's one of the big differences. And that part I've always enjoyed. All of them taking the bull by the horns, and there's like a specific technique for all of that. Anyway. Don't judge me. Continuing this. So this is the month of maybe a month of great fertility, a month of great growth, because this is the bull is associated with vegetation, with fields. I'm thinking that maybe it's a month where you might be connected with nature. You'll be connecting with nature, spending time with nature, or maybe you like just taking care of your flowers and your garden, and just making sure everything is healthy in that way. Another way of reading this is, again, it's fertility, it's growth, it's renewal. It's really interesting, this card. Now if you pick B, what are the energies, Pisces, that you should be aware of, or at least try to incorporate in July 2017. The card that came out for you was Dove. Dove, look at it, beautiful. And the symbology is sexuality, peace, divine inspiration. I'm going to read it from behind, and it says, the dove has long been associated with female sexuality and maternity. Early pagans considered the dove a symbol of the female sex organs, and Christian faiths, in which the dove is primarily a symbol of peace and divine inspiration, linked the dove to sexual reproduction. Although Christ was born of a virgin, no, he wasn't, he was conceived, quote unquote, by the Holy Spirit, which is represented by a dove. It's interesting to the way that Christians united the old with the new. They united the dove, which was a certain type of symbol, with new symbols. That's interesting. In Greek mythology, Aphrodite, the goddess of love, was born from the egg nurtured by a dove. And I don't know if you can see this, so I'm going to read again from behind, and it says, in the painting, this is a painting by Susan, what's her name? Susan Sedan-Goulet, wonderful artist who has died for a while, but she has beautiful paintings. In this painting done by Susan Goulet, the dove is Aphrodite, who is embracing her son Eros, the god of love, and his wife Psyche, who represents growth and integration. Psyche, the story of Psyche and Eros was always one of my most favorite stories. I love that myth. I love it. It's Psyche or Eros, or it's Psyche or Cupid. You should look it up. It's a wonderful story, and the heroine is a woman. So this might be a month for you of integration of two different concepts, and you turn it into one. This is a month of peace. This is a month of divine inspiration. You might be creating something new, you know. This is a month maybe that you are in connection with your faith, whatever faith you have. This is a month where sexuality is connected with the divine. So this is an interesting month if you pick the card B. Now, I just got the Destiny of Chronicles deck fortune cards. No, I'm sorry, the Chronicles of Destiny fortune cards yesterday. So I'm going to use the book. Forgive me for that. I don't know this by heart, and I always prefer to give all possible meanings connected with the book, because I want to give you all the information. And this is I'm going to use 4 cards for each option, and this is going to be option 1, 2, or 3, or sun, moon, or rising sign. It's totally up to you. You completely choose. So I'm going to start with the first option. The first option, or if you have the sun in Pisces, how will the month of July be for you? And this is going to be beginning, middle, or end of the month, or it could work as a unified energy, which could manifest throughout July or at some point in July. So it's going to be 3 cards. I'm going to use another card which will be representing you. The card which represents you, if you pick the first option, or if you have the sun in Pisces, it's the Book of Destiny. It's a woman, and she's like, you know, she's reading a book. And it's number 43, which is my age. I'm not kidding, I'm 43. So, the energy which represents you, Pisces, in July 2017, is the energy of the Book of Destiny, and keywords associated with this card are: destiny is created when you actively pursue it, whilst fate may present certain circumstances, destiny unfolds once you move towards it. Action shapes destiny. I think it's a month where you understand that you'll have to act if you want to create the destiny you desire, that there might be some sort of action that is required by you. And the other cards, I've done this reading in Portuguese already, so I know more or less the other cards. Like something not necessarily positive happens in your life, and you understand, I have to create the destiny that I want. Okay? So the cards that came out for you were the first one, sorrow, the second one, interlude, and the third one was warlock, the warlock. And what are the meanings associated with this card? Okay, 26. Sorrow. The keywords connected with sorrow are in the beginning of the month, but not necessarily just in the beginning of the month. Sadness and regret, one-sided efforts, unrequited love. So at some point in July, you might understand that maybe if you are in a relationship, in a love relationship, you might understand that the other person doesn't truly love you, and all the efforts that you put in this relationship are only put by you. You make all the effort and the other person doesn't really care. And you really feel sad about it. And maybe you regret all the time you wasted in this relationship. Now, this could be a love relationship, but this could also mean something connected with your job, with your work. Maybe you've put a lot of effort in your career, in your profession, in your job, in your company, and you recognize that no one really appreciates it, and no one just gives you what is due to you. It's just like they don't care, and you feel really sad about it. And then in the middle of the month, or no, at some point during July 2017, you have the interlude, which is, the keywords are pause, rest, pulling resources together, fact gathering, taking time out. It's like you understand that at some point you will understand that either a person doesn't really love you and you've wasted your time and effort, or you are in a situation where your efforts are not rewarded, and you need to take a time out in order to rest, to relax. And during this time out, in order to heal yourself, you start thinking about it. You start, connecting the dots. And with the Warlock card, which is number 20, the Warlock, the meaning associated with the Warlock is delays and hold-ups, obstacles, sometimes theft. I can read this in many different ways. It's like this. You are in a relationship, some of you are in a relationship where you put all the effort in, and either the other person terminates this relationship or you terminate this relationship because you understand that this person they steal your energy. They put all sorts of obstacles in your way, in your path, and they do not have the best interest in you. They don't want good things to happen to you. They just, for instance, let's say that you want to improve your life and you want to go back to school. You want to go back to university. Or you want to take some sort of certification course in order for you to find a better job, a better paying job, or to move up in your company. This person says, oh no, there's no time because we have this and that, and now I have that, and blah, 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 blah. So they just keep getting new excuses and putting obstacles in front of you. They do not have the best interest in you, in their heart, in their mind. If it's not a person, it's the company. That's the company that does that. Maybe there's some sort of certification course that opens a course or whatever that opens up every year or every 2 years in the company in which you work, and maybe that doesn't happen, or maybe it did, but you were not picked, you were not chosen. And every time that you ask, well, when will it open up next time, or why wasn't I chosen to take the course? Because I want to move. They just behave in the same way. They give you lies. They just give you excuses. They put obstacles in front of you, and it's either a person or a situation. And at some point, during probably a rest time, you understand that this person or this institution does not have the best interest does not have your best interest in their heart or mind. And you understand that in order for you to have the life that you want to have, you have to shape it. You have to mold it. You have to actively pursue the life you want to lead. But this only happens after you suffer some sort of disappointment. Okay? I'm sorry to tell you this. I apologize. Okay, I'm reading the cards, okay, and just understand this is not necessarily a bad thing, because if you're actively pursuing your fate and your destiny, you're creating it in the way that you want to have it. So it's like a bad thing that will lead to a good thing, okay. Whatever happens, just understand it's only during the month of July 2017, okay? It's only during the month of July, okay? So now let's go to the next option, the second option, or if you have the moon in Pisces, how will the month of July be for you? And this is going to be beginning, middle, and end of the month, or the three cards can work as a unified energy, which can manifest at some point during July 2017 or throughout the entire month of July. I have another card which will represent you and the way you feel. The card which represents you, it's downfall. Don't freak out. Downfall, and you have like this lady and she's throwing papers in the wind and they're burning. Okay, and what is the meaning associated with this card? I have to read from the book. I got this deck, this wonderful, beautiful deck yesterday, which is not a tarot deck. It's on the system. It's 60 cards and it's beautiful. It's the Chronicles of Destiny fortune cards. Bit pricey, but I really recommend it. I like. Oh my God. Anyway, Pisces, number 25, downfall, defeat and resignation, feeling spent, efforts not realized, letting go. I feel that you might be feeling resigned to a certain type of outcome. You might feel defeated. Something you put a lot of effort in something and that didn't pan out, and you just understand that you need to let go out. You need to let go of a situation or of a person. This is how you feel. And now the cards that came out for you were the Weaver of Words, and then the Hero, and finally the Innocence card. I can read this in many different ways. Even though you're feeling resigned, at the same time I'm going to read this as letting go of you understand there's some sort of defeat in your life, and you just kind of acknowledge it and you let it go and you move on to focus in whatever next phase of your life you should focus. You focus in something positive. You do not stay in this feeling of defeat. You let it go. You see the woman, she's like burning the how do you say the paper, and just let it. She doesn't keep them. It's not in their heart. She understands things didn't work out. She just lets it go. So these three cards together. I can read this as like, for instance, you might be a writer, and the Weaver of Words might be connected with being a writer. I'm going to read the meaning. 38. I apologize for my accent. So 38. The Weaver of Words, small ideas with big potential. Ideas taking off and taking form. The power of words, tact and diplomacy in writers. You might be a writer, and you might have worked in a series, in a book, and you might have put a lot of effort in it, not just writing it, but also doing marketing, and it didn't pan out. You understand that, you let it go, and you focus on a new book. You taking notes, you thinking new ideas, and you kind of take it. You just focus on a new project, and you focus in this new project because of the other cards with joy. The next one is the Hero. The Hero, which is number 59. The Hero. So the Hero can represent a mystery man, a tall, dark stranger, another potential love interest, or a rival. So let's say that you put all your effort in a relationship that didn't pan out. You understand that, you let that relationship go, and you focus on yourself. And because you focus on yourself, suddenly, and I would say even a creative sort of way, another man can potentially come into your life. If it's not that, I'm thinking that you might be working on another book and you are creating a new hero. You're creating a new hero. And then the last card, which is the Innocence card, which is number 11, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Number 11. So the keywords associated with innocence are children or birth, embracing life with a sense of wonder, keeping an open heart and mind, playfulness, joy, and innocence. You let go of the situation, you let go of something that, I'm sorry, of something that you consider a defeat, but you keep an open mind and you keep an open heart. Because you keep an open mind and an open heart, and this is a love relationship, very quickly, another man, another hero, a tall, dark stranger will come into your life. If it's not that, if you are a creative person, if you are an artist of any kind, if you are a writer, I'm thinking more like a writer, because you keep an open heart and an open mind, because you keep within yourself this playfulness type of quality, because you keep your inner child alive, very quickly you have new ideas and you have a new hero, you have a new story, you have something new, a new story. This is good. Okay, this is good. You have this uncanny ability, at least during July 2017, of truly letting go and truly advancing to the new phase of your life. You have this ability. This is something that most people cannot, don't have. Most people don't have this ability of letting go. They really don't. Of acknowledging, this was a defeat in my life, I will move on. They might say it, but you in your heart, you have it. You know how to do it. Honestly, you should write about it and how to behave like that. I think a lot of people need to know. If you are a writer and you're watching this video, and if this resonates with you, if to you it's something simple, not simple, but kind of easy, or throughout the years, you, Pisces, or if you pick the option 2, or if you have the moon in Pisces, if you have this uncanny ability of truly letting go, write a book about it. Teach other people. Okay? Now, let's go to the next option, the third option, or if you have the rising sign in Pisces, how will the month of July be for you? So, this is going to be beginning, middle, or end of the month. This is 3 cards, or you can work these 3 cards as a unified energy, which can manifest throughout July or at some point during July. And I have another card, the 4th card, which will be representing you. And the card which represents you, Pisces, if you pick the 3rd option or if you have the rising sign in Pisces, is Masquerade. And what are the keywords associated with this card, Masquerade? They are illusionary situations. Everything may not be as it seems. Be careful who you trust. Secrecy, confusion, and clouded thinking. Now, I already know what the other cards are. So I'm not thinking that you have clouded thinking. I'm not saying, what I'm seeing is that you will decide to keep certain things in your life, which will be very positive, a secret. And you will decide to wear a mask because you don't trust other people. And keep certain things that are happening in your life a secret. And not show them and not tell other people. Because it will be safer for you, I would say. And you understand that some people are not to be trusted. I mean, it's like good things will be happening in your life, and you'll see that you'll understand that it's better to keep them a secret. At least in July 2017, not necessarily forever. So the cards that came out for you were the first one, Knighthood, the second one, Treasure, and the third one, Calendar. And what are the meanings associated with these cards? So let's start with Knighthood. And the keywords associated with Knighthood is, which is the number 45. Awards and honors, promotion, recognition, approval from others. Someone holds you in high esteem or thinks highly of you. So you might meet someone. You might have met this person for a very long time. I'm sorry. I say this because there's another card that tells me that, who is a person with true honor and integrity, and you might start a a relationship with him or her. I'm thinking more like a him, and you're keeping it secret. Another way of reading this card is that you might be awarded something, you might be recognized for your talent and hard work, you might be promoted. This is something very good. And then the next card is treasure, which is associated with money and material possessions. Usually there's an improvement, finance, someone or something precious to you, valued or treasured. So, reading these two cards together, you are getting a promotion, which will improve your financial life. If you are starting a relationship with someone, it's someone who truly values you, who thinks you're a treasure, or you are the one who thinks that of him or her, or both of you think that. And then finally, the last card, calendar. The keywords are slow time frame, months or years, slow movement but steady progress and lasting, delay or longevity depending upon placement. Okay, it's like this. Your promotion and your improvement in your money situation, in this reward and this honor that is bestowed upon you, took a very long time coming. You work for it, slowly and steady. You work for it. If this is a person with whom you initiate a relationship, you might have met this person for a very long time, and he or she, I'm thinking he, really liked you and made this move slowly, and slowly you, both of you, develop a relationship. And also, calendar also tells me that this is not the type of relationship that will only last for a month. This is a type of relationship that will last, hopefully, forever, until death do us part. And you understand that this is precious. This is a treasure, and you must treat it with respect and with some sort of sense of sacredness. You understand you have to keep it a secret. At least in July, you keep it a secret. If something is really good happening in your life professionally, you are advancing, you are progressing, you are earning a lot of money, you're keeping it a secret, you're not telling anyone because you don't trust others, and you understand others sometimes are not to be trusted, and when good things happen to us, sometimes others don't behave in a positive way. If this is a very good relationship, you're doing the same, you're keeping it a secret. I don't know what's happening, but I'm thinking it's really positive. And if you feel that you should keep it a secret, you should trust yourself in your own intuition. And that's it, Pisces. This is the reading that I have for you for July 2017. This is a very general reading. If you like a private consultation, please send an email to dunyazade@gmail.com and I'd be delighted to work with you. Bye-bye.